And let's talk about Little Nas X. So we don't need to go into a whole recap of what's been going on with Little Nas X and everything. But one of the things I want to say is that there was some recent report that came out that there was no drugs found in his system. So it basically was a psychotic break, which I'm actually thankful it wasn't drugs. But now that we know what it is, he can get the help that he needs. And it totally is understandable that Little Nas X had a mental breakdown because of all the pressures he's dealing with. He's a young gay black man in pop music. He's, rapping, and you already know how the homophobe, how homophobic hip hop is. So you have this kid in this space. Also, the backlash he was getting from the racist white people when he was dabbling in country music because his career catapulted from Old Town Road. So, um, with all that being said, so he was getting it from a lot of people. Plus, a lot of people run around to my, oh, this your karma for making fun of God and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. I'm like, first of all, miss me with the selective outrage because a lot of y'all faves be doing religious imagery and stuff in things, and y'all don't say a goddamn word. How many times has Gaga used religious imagery in her shit? Did she get any backlash? Oh, because she's a white woman, that's okay. But the minute a black child comes in here and uses something, which basically he didn't do anything blasphemous, in my opinion. What he was doing was holding a mirror up to the hypocrisy of religious folks who like to say you're going to be condemned to hell for being gay. And quiet as it's kept, y'all already condemned him to hell for being homosexual. So he's like, okay, well, if you saying I'm going to hell, then we gonna twerk on the devil in Hades. We're gonna put all this imagery and stuff in the videos, and I'm gonna basically hold up a mirror and show y'all being hypocrites. But of course, it went over a lot of y'all heads, and then you had bussy mad ass out here coming after a child when you ain't got no room to talk. You out here grooming your kids to have sex with grown ass women, and you should be in jail. And diapers need to be called on you for what you did with your children. And don't even get me started on that old Doberman looking queen Snoop Dogg with that old nappy headed ass perm he got starting his mess with the gays. We're gonna get into that one. That's the next topic. But if you want to come up in here and try to comfort this child whose frontal lobe didn't start development until he was 25, he been out here since he was a late teenager, trying to figure out his way in the world, trying to deal with all this success as a pop star who catapulted out the stratosphere to become this big celebrity. How do you navigate that at that age and dealing with social media? Glad that I grew up in the time that I grew up in, pre-internet. Well, the internet did exist, but not to the extent that it does now, where I was allowed to go out and grow up and make mistakes and not have to worry about recording everything on social media or some of the things that I was out doing when I was in my late teens and 20s being captured on film for the world to consume. So keep all of that in mind with this situation. So, and that in dealing with his record label, all the drama that's going on behind the scenes with his career, that takes a toll on someone. And you're not having, you having trust issues. Who do I have in my corner that I could trust that really has my back that will help me out? He's strutting down the street in California, which I'm hearing is a predominantly white neighborhood, Ventura Boulevard, that whole area. And instead of y'all lending a hand to help him out, because he's having the psychotic break is happening in real motion. And it's funny how y'all go on him on having a psychotic break. We got somebody, number 47, who has psychotic breaks every goddamn chance he gets on social media and in at the platform of the White House with all that tacky ass Timu gold he got, all that shit from Home Depot. He got all over that White House and the Oval Office and all that mess. But y'all don't say nothing. Oh, it's a cackle, it's a kiki, it's funny. So Trump get to crash out in real time, and we see the mental decline, and nobody questions it. But with him, it's a publicity stunt. Is this, is that? But here's the thing: all artists do publicity stunts to promote their music. Taylor Swift does publicity stunts. Lady Gaga does publicity stunts. Beyonce does publicity stunts. They all do it. But because of it's this young black gay man, it's a problem. Because y'all don't like him. Y'all already had your mind set up on him because y'all don't see it for black queers. Like we don't exist. It's like the same thing like when it comes to black people, y'all want representation in white spaces. Y'all want to be included in the Grammys, which is a white situation. Y'all want to be in those white mainstream movies instead of building our own. Y'all want all this accolades and the applause. Y'all want the approval of the white man. And then you say, we want all of these things from our community. We want to have diversity. We want to have our own this and we want to have our own that. But it has to be, you have to be black, you have to be cis and heterosexual. But you can't be gay because they not with us. Yes, we are. Queer black people exist. Trans black people exist. Gay black people exist. Lesbian black folks exist. Bisexual black people exist. Any part of the LGBTQIA, LMNOP, and Z spectrum exists. So for you to try to deny those things because we're okay with the misogyny that comes with all the stereotypes that's equated with black people, which is a form of white supremacy, that's okay. But not being a homosexual where it's about love is love. This boy ain't do nothing negative to harm or hurt nobody. So with all that being said, his father is weighing in on a whole bunch of what was going on. Because here's what I don't understand. How was he being charged with 4 felonies? Because they said that he battered and injured a police officer and resisted arrest when they were taken into the hospital. And that's when he came out and said that the ordeal was terrifying. He's gonna be all right. Now, here's the thing that I don't think a lot of people have been asking. How come we got footage of him pumping down the street in a pair of tidy whities and at one point was butt ass naked to the point where some tight ass mother flower decided to take his boots that he wound up taking on because he was butt naked out in the street and sell them on eBay. This is a special place in hell for your ass. And I hope that money that you make from that eBay purchase, it was worth it. How come we've seen video footage of all this stuff going on with him that, of course, that old tight ass rhymes with maggot, Harvey Levin, making money off the back of course, of black folks and a black gay man when you a homosexual your damn self because all the footage was sold to TMZ. But we ain't seen no footage of him attacking these cops. Don't they walk around with body cams and things of that nature? Where's the footage? Y'all got footage for every goddamn thing else, but we ain't got no footage for Lil Nas X putting paws on a cop because we know how y'all like to handle black people. The rules don't apply when it comes to how you handle us. I told y'all the other day, I seen this video of these two Karens talking about, oh, I'm an attorney and I'm this and I'm that and resisted arrest and the girl threw a fit and wouldn't get in the car. She kicking, doing all this other stuff. They handled her with kid gloves. A black person that had done that same situation. Y'all have had them tased. Y'all have pulled out your nightsticks if you got them and beat them. You would have probably shocked them to death. Excuse me, or worse. You probably would have pow-powed them and took their damn life. Because niggas ain't nothing but a bunch of goddamn animals to y'all. But when it comes to white people, y'all always want to handle them with kid gloves. So y'all know what y'all be doing when y'all out in these streets. So to me, I also see the racial disparities when it comes to how y'all was going to treat him versus if there was somebody like and I know y'all hate for us to use it, but if there was somebody that was white or white adjacent, if it was somebody like a Troy Sivan or somebody like a David Archuleta would have been out here pulling this mess. Y'all would have handled them completely different. And I think they would have been let off with a fine, a misdemeanor charge, do some community service, and pay like a $5,000 fine. I know I'm just putting a specific number out there, but it's like, yeah, probably pay a fine because he's a celebrity. They'll give him like $5,000 fine and do some community service. That's what it would have been. And I'm hoping that's what they do with Little Nas X. So to put all that out there, his father, Robert Stafford, told the Times that the pressure of fame, being the provider for his family and his mother's drug addiction, had all played a part in his son's recent struggles. Because I was also out here windmilling on him with his mother out here being a junkie. He trying to help her the best way he can. But you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. So with his mother going through the stuff she going through, y'all getting mad because y'all feel like he not doing enough. And it's like, first of all, mind your business. Number two, you don't know the extent of what he's been doing over the years behind the scenes with his mother and the drastic measures he's been trying to take to take care of her. So you don't know his situation. But for you out here judging him on this, to me, it's like, know what the F you talking about before you jump in and try to make assumptions. Because you know what they say about people that make assumptions. So he says, I understand how the music business is. This is what his father said. It's like a high. When you get to that level, you want that drug again. You want to hit that high again. So, yeah, and that is also another thing that people need to realize. Fame is worse than any kind of drug you could ever take. It's worse than cocaine, or as I like to say, booger sugar. It's worse than heroin. It's worse than crack. That addiction. Don't you see why Tamar Muppet looking ass is out there acting the way she act? Because she gets off on that. She thrives on that drama. She thrives off on that addiction of fame and what that entails. This pulling the stunts and show. Speaking of stunts, for an album we were just talking about earlier, she the main one and was willing to put her relationship with Funky Dineva at risk in order to have that, to get that little drug, to get that fix. Hope it was worth the niece. What was Halle Berry name in Jungle Fever? Because that's what I would have called her. 'Cause remember, she played a crackhead in that movie. And then, he went. I went to visit him in jail, and as soon as I walked through that door, I couldn't do anything but cry to see my baby boy on the other side of that glass. We shed tears with each other for a minute. I had to tell him what you're going through is normal. We all have breakdowns every now and then, but the difference is yours gets played out in the public eye. For a 26-year-old to have to deal with what he's dealing with, to be a breadwinner for a lot of people, the inability to change his mother's situation and the pressure he puts on himself, that could weigh heavily on your heart. He previously told reporters that his son is going to get the help that he needs and was very remorseful for what happened. And you know what? Some people need to hit their rock bottom in order for them to get that wake up call. And I feel like he is there. I'm glad um I'm glad they recognized it before it got to a point where it was much worse. That it could have been a situation where it's like he could have unalived himself in front of those people that were filming him, and somebody gets that footage and sells it to TMZ. Which I really think, like, if you talk about that TMZ didn't hit a low, that would be the lowest of the low with them. But we can't put nothing past, them idiots over there. And these people don't care about you. So I'm glad that his father recognized the situation. Hopefully he gets his son the help that he needs. Hopefully he'll also be that person that'll be next to him being like, you know what, I want to keep you on the straight and narrow. I definitely want to help you out and get you to where you need to go so you can come back stronger, because he does have an album that's supposed to be coming out. I don't know when, but Dream Boy, I believe it's supposed to be coming. I know he released the EP or something at one point. It's cute. But and now they talk about, yeah, he could face up to 5 years in prison. I just don't think that prison would definitely help anything. We understand that prison is definitely something that a lot of you private institutions make lots of money off of. But are you really rehabilitating a lot of these people y'all putting behind bars? And to me, this is the first time offense that we know of Little Nas X, of him going through. I do not think prison is the answer. I do feel like we need to invest money in our mental health facilities, helping out a lot of people who are dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of mental health, especially in this goddamn current administration, dealing with all these damn lunatics who are rolling back everything that people need to give them the support that they need to help them. And with all this stressfulness that everybody's putting themselves and the pressure that everybody's putting themselves under, and I could totally understand. It's like, yeah, when you famous, a lot of people got their hand out like they goddamn Oliver wants some more porridge, expecting Nas to come out and take care of them. Oh, I need money for this. Oh, I need money for that. I'm like, okay, well, and then you want to be the nice person and help everybody out, and you know you're not gonna get that money back. And if you don't help you think you all that. You change. You not real, you fake. It's, but wait a minute. This my money I worked hard off of. Why all of a sudden I gotta take care of me and 50 other motherfucking people? You gonna end up like MC Hammer. Remember that story? He thought he was going all that money he was making, helped out everybody in the neighborhood. Now we're at bankrupt, broke. That was back in the day. I don't know what his financial situation was now, but he went through it because he was trying to be Robin Hood, not robbing the rich to pay the poor, but he was trying to, he was getting rich and trying to enrich the poor. And all the while he was losing out on a lot of things, and that, the industry is fleeting. So that money ain't always gonna be coming in like that. Especially when he had them, those, and then gangster rap happened because he was doing all that pop stuff, and the music climate changed, and he was trying to come in with the pumps and a bump and all that other stuff, and people was kind of looking at, it ain't working. So then his career kind of took a nosedive, and then it is what it is. So I'm rooting for you, Lil Nas X, to get yourself together because it ain't easy being out here in these streets trying to deal with all the things that um you definitely need to be dealing with. There was some comment that I had left on this one video. I want to see if I can find it on YouTube, which I thought was actually really good. I was like, definitely check out if I can find it. But it's like when they post a lot of stuff and you leave a comment, I think it was Olay and Friends. If you have not seen that video, because they talked about Snoop Dogg, they talked about Lil Nas X about the gay agenda and homophobia and that sort of thing. It was a really good episode. And basically what I talked about was um I'm rooting for Lil Nas X to get the help and support he needs so that he can come back mentally stronger and healthy human being. It's not easy being a young artist in this social media climate. Now, one of the things I will say about that also that I think this is a perfect opportunity, and I hate trying to get in my marketing bag. There's a perfect opportunity, Nas, for you to use this as a moment to get yourself together, right? And come back stronger than ever. Like, I'm ready. My mind is right. I'm strong. I've got everything. Not everything because we're always going to be a work in progress. And then you just figure out, okay, where we going next with the music? Like you really at that point where, but you surround yourself with people who generally are going to have your back and look out for you and really have your best interest at heart. Because from all the stuff I was seeing, I don't feel like a lot of people was really out here rooting and looking out for you, especially a lot of you punks that was out here making comments about, oh, I think it's a publicity stunt. That's always y'all go to, and they always want to bring the religious crap in things. Don't even get me started on organized religion and the slave mentality regarding all of that. We'll be here all night. But for the most part, because like yeah, I'm really rooting for him to get together. So I definitely want to hear from you all. What do you guys think of this story? I'm glad that his father spoke out and is definitely trying to get his son on the straight and narrow, and hopefully he gets the help that he needs. So that way, yeah, like I said, he can come stronger, back stronger than ever, and use his opportunity to um if you got bops, better bop quiet as kept better bops than what Cardi B's been giving us on this upcoming record. Um, then you'll be able to, people will take a maybe a genuine interest in your music and all that other stuff, and you'll be able to conjure another hit. So yeah, let me